Greetings, Japan fans. Today's show, we're going to be looking at underperformance. Baishu, arigatou gozaimasu, and welcome back to the 11th year of the Leadership Japan series. I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the three-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anata mo Prezen no Tachiden. My other books include Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muri ni suru no wa yamimashou. And my just released new book is Japan Leadership Mastery, and all are available on Amazon. This podcast brings insights, examples, and experience about leading in Japan. Trust me, it is different here. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We're not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentation Japan series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Touches in no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcaster Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Before we get going, today's handy Japanese phrase is Itsumo o seiwa ni natte orimasu. Itsumo o seiwa ni natte orimasu. Itsumo o seiwa ni natte orimasu. Which means in Japanese, very polite language, thank you for your business. Thank you for your business. Thank you for dealing with us. Thank you for your business. Thank you for buying from us. Thank you for being our client. Thank you for being our customer. Itsumo o seiwa ni natte orimasu. Itsumo o seiwa ni natte orimasu. Itsumo o seiwa ni natte orimasu. Now this is episode number 564. Today we're talking about handling underperformance in Japan. I was having lunch with an expat client who has been here about a year and a half. We were talking about people not performing. In passing conversation, I happened to mention that incompetence is not an acceptable reason, as far as the Japanese courts are concerned, to fire someone. Japanese judges believe that it is our fault because we have people in the wrong job and we should fix that problem rather than fire them. That was a total revelation for this client. Nevertheless, we still have to deal with underperformance. Here are some guidelines for doing that. Number one, research. Do we have all the necessary information in front of us before we raise the issue with the person we feel is not matching expectations? Sometimes we are the problem. We haven't been clear enough about the KPIs or our expectations, and they are not aware that they are falling short. We have to find objective measures which we can reference to underline the gap between their current and expected performance. Number two, begin with rapport. Our people are never 100% perfect nor 100% imperfect. There are bound to be some areas where their performance is acceptable. In Japan, the workforce is very serious about their job and they do their best. We should start the conversation on a positive note, recognizing what they are doing well. Number three, reference the performance deviation. We take the personality out of the equation at this point. We are playing the ball, not the man. We're not saying they're a bad person, but that their performance is not matching our needs. In some instances, this not matching expectations will be news to the staff member. The reason for that is we have never flagged it before. even though we have, long thought it. We didn't bring it up until now in previous performance reviews. It can be a surprise. We need to get their view on this issue. There may be factors we are not aware of, which are preventing or impeding their ability to do the job we want them to do. This is a moment of truth where, if the lack of performance is measurable and a legitimate issue, we will see if they are going to take responsibility for their lack of performance. Does that happen, or do they want to argue the point and make excuses, blaming everyone else for the state of affairs? Find out more. We come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we also do custom in-house programs. We do them in Japanese and we do them in English, do them in our super safe classroom. We do them live online. The show today is being brought to you by, on the 11th of July, our Dale Carnegie course. That's the 3-day version. On the 24th of August, we'll have the Dale Carnegie course again, this time the 12-week version. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. So that's www.dale-carnegie, carnegie.co.jp. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. So that's greg.story, STORY, at dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 2,300 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show on Japan, every Monday, Tokyo time. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show, and on Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from SMEs right up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Now, every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television. Don't forget to grab my business best-selling books on Japan on Amazon. Japan Sales Mastery, which is Saegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anata mo Presen no Tachijin. My other books include Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muda ni suru wa yamemashou. And my just released new book is Japan Leadership Mastery. And all are available on Amazon. Welcome back. If they take the fork in the road of resistance, then we need to deal with it. We have to restate the problem and the consequences for continued underperformance, which is code for we will fire you if you don't get your act together. Number 5, continued denial, resistance, and obfuscation is pointless, but that doesn't stop people from doing it. Fortunately, in Japan, there is such a high demand for staff that the old hysteria and bias toward mid-career hires has completely vanished. They know, and we know, they can easily get another job. This also dampens the court's antagonism to us removing people who are not performing. Number 6, hopefully they will decide to fly straight going forward and recover from this. Naturally, having to confront your own removal from the business is very demoralizing and impacts people's confidence to do the work. If their heart is in the right place and they have the will to succeed, then we need to work on restoring their confidence that they can do it. Number 7, reassurance must be backed up with support. This may mean individual coaching and or being sent off to get the additional training to give them the skills they need to succeed. Number 8, retention of people is now at peak need in Japan. The population decline is creating staff shortages in many industries and a Darwinian struggle amongst companies to recruit enough people to run their businesses. We want the staff member to stay with us and overcome this gap in their performance. This requires advanced people and communication skills on the part of the boss, and our efforts must be ongoing. A one-shot and we are done approach won't work. And we need to make the time for these conversations. There is no doubt that dealing with poor performance will become an even more important tool in the boss toolkit. By definition, with less people to choose from, we'll be voting to take anyone rather than being left short-staffed. Companies which can learn how to play in this new world of work will find a way through, and others will fall by the wayside of either diminishing prospects or outright failure. Frankly, the prospects don't look good for any of us in business, so buckle up for a bumpy ride. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. If you found the program useful, then tell your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. You can contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Until the next episode, take what you thought valuable, put it into action, because idea application is what makes winners winners. So, be one of them. Remember, I'm in your corner, your go-to guy for soft skills training in Tokyo, committed to your success here in Nippon.